What day is it today?
1, 2.
Why do we have to clap?
Because we start all over again. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, the Wrestling Classic Justin, back with Rain City Toys RV for a new episode of the TWC Show. Take 2, because RV smelled the fire.
Dude, I can smell it again.
I don't know. Maybe something's on fire. Maybe it's his microphones. Maybe it's his podcast. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's try to make it through before me stopping again and thinking that something's on fire.
Speaking about fire, today we are talking about ECW. I saw them Dudleys put some people through some flaming tables back in the day. Mm-hmm. You know, I've seen some guys like Cactus Jack and Terry Funk fight over, you know, with fire, but not really in ECW, but in Japan, but still fire. Yeah. Talking about fire. Dude, you don't need to watch UFC right now.
I'm not watching UFC.
Their biggest line, it's literally on. There's literally two guys in shorts frozen.
UFC, ECW, three digits, or I don't know, three.
WWE, NHL, NBA, NFL. What are we doing in MLB?
I have no idea.
Everything's 3. Is there anything with 4? Yeah, WCCW, right? Like the
WNBA.
Oh yeah, there you go. 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 is probably the max. There's nothing with more than 4 though, right? NCAA.
That's 4.
No, I'm just trying to think of anything more. WCCW was old World Class Championship.
ECCW.
It's 4. There's nothing with 5. There's no like WWF. There was a WWF. There was 4 there at one point, Worldwide Wrestling Federation. But there was no like.
Okay.
Did you know what ECW stood for?
Extreme Championship Wrestling.
Before that? Before it became Extreme?
No, I didn't.
It was Eastern Championship Wrestling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it always Paul Heyman run though?
No, he came in after, and then he had Shane Douglas drop the belt and declare it the new ECW title for Extreme Championship Wrestling.
I like Shane Douglas.
He was like the first major champion for a very long time. I think we should start off with saying my favorite ECW wrestler is Ezekiel Jackson from 2009. Maybe Yoshitatsu.
Mine was Bobby Lashley.
That's the real ECW. You don't remember the greatest
Bobby
ECW
Lashley.
Champion, Vince McMahon, Do-Rag Vince?
Mark Henry was ECW champion?
Yeah, but Vince McMahon, man. Do-Rag Vince was ECW champion, man. How could we forget?
Yeah.
I'm joking, guys. We're not going to talk about that ECW. But I will say this. I'm not like an ECW aficionado. Like, I don't like know it as well as I know WWF or WCW or even TNA. Like, I didn't really like. Let me ask you, when was the first time like you saw ECW?
In WWF. No, I'm joking. I can't give you a specific time or date, but I remember watching clips of like Raw Van Dam and Sabu on ECW and like Sandman, but I never watched it weekly. I just watched whenever I got access to some of their matches. So I couldn't tell you what was happening in the storylines.
Yeah, like, so you jokingly said like in WWF, but like I literally remember ECW in WWF.
Yeah.
Like I literally remember in 97.
We never got the channel.
No, in 1997 they invaded Raw and like Sabu fell off the Raw side and the Dudleys had a match. Taz was there.
Yeah.
That was my earliest memories of ECW. But because of that and then like
I didn't watch the show. Like
certain magazines that I had is why I kind of knew what it was. Mm-hmm. And like I immediately became a Sabu fan when he fell off the Raw side. Yeah. They had Rob Van Dam in WWF for a minute, calling him Mr. Monday Night
here
with
in
Jerry
Canada,
Lawler.
I don't think we had the channel for ECW. I couldn't tell you where
I feel like,
right?
and like, because I was really young, right? So I also feel like I always tell the story, but like I remember like first seeing it when I was like 9 or 10, like 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. And so, because it was like 1999, it wasn't even like peak 95, 96, 97, 98 ECW.
When did Raven get there?
He got there early, like 90. He was there before WCW and then after. So he was there twice. He was there 95, 96.
I remember him going back. I don't remember the.
So 99, I remember where a lot of the heyday was already done.
Okay.
And like and they had that ring with the blue mat. It was like more of a bluer mat.
Yeah.
And I remember finding it on TNN, like channel 32, at like. I was a kid, so I want to say it was like midnight, but it might have been like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
and it was randomly on, and I remember seeing Sunny, and I was so confused. And I remember seeing that manager James Mitchell, and I was like, "What is this?" And it was ECW.
Okay,
like that's my first time I remember seeing it on TV. But like to your point, the lore of like there wasn't YouTube, but we used to like have like Kaza and like random stuff, and like you would download. I do remember seeing like random like.
Well,
Bam Bam Bigelow throwing Spike Dudley into a crowd.
I'm not gonna lie,
Taz and Bam Bam going through a stage, flaming tables. Like
my first exposure to it I'm gonna say, or I started like trying to figure out what ECW was when Taz, I think, debuted on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
or
that was
sorry,
2000.
the Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, that was 2000.
Yeah. So when he came is when I started like trying to figure out what's
And
ECW.
and don't quote me on this. In late '99, maybe early 2000, because he debuted at the Rumble, so it might have not been 2000, but late '99, he faced Triple H, was ECW champion Taz versus WWF champion Triple H on SmackDown. That was a thing before he signed.
Did
fully.
he had the title?
He had
When
the title.
fought
He was
him?
the ECW champion.
I don't remember that.
It's champion versus champion.
And
So
I don't remember missing a lot of wrestling.
I don't remember
but-
that too. Once again, my earliest memories is that Monday Night Raws when Jerry Lawler was beefing with Paul Heyman and Sandman and Tommy Dreamer guys. Like, I remember that Raw because I had it on tape and
So
Sandman
for some
came out.
reason, and again, like, truthfully speaking, I don't think I rarely missed a Raw or SmackDown for, I mean, I'm going to say up to like 2014, 2015. I mean, now sure, it's Netflix, so I kind of cheat. I watch it back. But I don't remember the ECW invasion as much. If I watch a
Which one in the 90s or 2000?
in the 2000. I know the 90s. Like I remember RVD a little bit, but I don't remember.
Yeah, because once again, my biggest thing is I had the tapes. My brother used to record Raw,
yeah.
so I would I
But I don't
watched
remember
those.
missing
I
anything.
watched those tapes religiously. So like I remember Sabu falling off, the Dudleys in a tag match against Tommy Dreamer, and I think Sandman was his partner. And this guy came through the crowd, hitting himself with a kendo stick. Paul Heyman cutting promos against Jerry
We've
Lawler.
talked about it too. Other than WCW, I don't really go back to ever watch WWE either.
I have a hard
much.
time doing it.
Yeah, I watch the old pay-per-views, but again, not as much as
And I don't
watched
mind
WCW.
W97 sometimes, but I feel like I've seen it all so much. But WCW, I don't know, discomfort to WCW. And that's a crazy thing too, because I was such a WCW fan that like I can tell you how much I wasn't an ECW fan, because like when a guy like Mike Awesome came to WCW, I didn't know he was in ECW before that at that time.
So
I didn't know that. I didn't know that what Mikey Ripwreck was in ECW.
Okay, Mikey,
I didn't know that Raven was an ECW guy at that time. Like they were WCW.
I knew the
guys
Dudleys
to
were in
me.
ECW.
Perry Saturn's a WCW guy.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Benoit, Jericho, they all cut their teeth in ECW before they got into WCW. And it's weird to think that, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're just WCW guys to me. I never looked at them as ECW guys, but should we be looking at them as ECW guys?
I don't think so. Okay, if you're thinking ECW guys now, is it fair for us to do a Mount Rushmore?
I guess so, because I'm not like... So once again, I think the other big thing that happened before we get there was in 2001 when they had ECW involved with the WCW invasion. And then they had like Stephanie run ECW, and it was like, oh, Rhino and Taz and Rob Van Dam and Tommy Dreamer. Oh,
you got to know them a little bit more.
Yeah, then I'm like, the Alliance. Okay, here we go. This is ECW. I know these guys are ECW guys. I remember when they invaded in 97, 96, you know? So it's like, oh, okay. Then it was like, okay, I get it now. I kind of get who the ECW guys and who the WWE guys.
And I think it's coming with age.
But like
too.
once again, like I don't sit there and look at Mick Foley as the ECW guy. I don't sit there and
wouldn't
think of
consider
Terry
him
Funk as an
ECW,
ECW guy.
Yeah.
I don't consider.
Well, in fairness, is because like we grew up with Mick Foley, Mankind, so he was like the attitude era.
And have
for
you
us.
gone back and watched any ECW on the network when I was out? Because I did. No, I'm not complaining about it.
I don't think I have.
Okay, because I am a storyline promo guy, so I'm not complaining about it. But there was a lot of promos on an episode. Sometimes those episodes are strictly just promos of ECW TV.
Okay.
And then there's another thing that happened that I also really remember ECW once in going back to my Rob Van Dam lore and loving Rob Van Dam since I saw him in WWF. Was I do remember at the same time I was renting, and I actually made a rented it. I used to obviously rent like Thunder, Nitro, and stuff for PlayStation before I burnt them onto my own mod chip.
What do you mean for
CDs.
PlayStation? Where you played the video games?
Yeah. There was an ECW Anarchy Rules game, and I just remember the cover was Rob Van Dam throwing a kick. I thought Rob Van Dam was the coolest.
With holding a steel chair.
Yeah, and it was,
Yeah,
it was
I remember
Anarchy
that.
Rules, and I was like, oh, this Rob Van Dam
You know
guy's so
what
cool.
I kind of wanted to get into, but I guess I could. I want to collect every wrestling game that's come out.
Everyone.
I know some people
Wrestling what?
like just wrestling video games.
Oh,
Like
video
from
games. Yeah, there's not
PlayStation
those
and
many, but
64.
you'd be sick.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm.
I had most of them. And then once
Yeah.
again, like the mod chip PlayStation, I had so many just burnt games, so I don't really have like the cases and the whatever. Those are the days you'd rent a game, my brother would take it, and the next time I had the game on like a blank CD, I was like, this is the coolest.
I think the next episode we should talk about our favorite wrestling video games.
Yeah, maybe.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty easy. I already know what I'm gonna say, but I'll save it
Mercy?
for that. No, I'm a Here Comes the Pain guy. And I'm basing that off of
that was really
what
good.
game did I play the most? And I remember like fondly playing with my friend. No Mercy is up there. It's one of them.
I think it's the greatest.
But Here Comes the Pain is the one I actually remember my friends coming over. I created everybody. We always played. Me and my cousin Paul sneaking down at like after we're supposed to go to bed and continuing to play season mode and stuff. Like that's the one I remember first creating.
Well, the storylines in No Mercy were awesome too.
I don't remember it too much. I just remember playing because I was a little bit younger, right?
Yeah, so I was a little bit older.
But I also do remember everyone playing it. But when I think of N64, I think No Mercy, but I also think of like Star Fox and like these random games, Banjo-Kazooie.
But even when PlayStation came out with the first, I don't know if it was just called SmackDown or was
the first one. It was SmackDown.
That
SmackDown
was like
2.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right, we were blown away with that.
And then it was SmackDown 3, Know Your Role, SmackDown 4, Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown 5, Here Comes the Pain.
Well, which one was the John Cena Randy Orton cover? I think
that's when they started doing SmackDown vs. Raw.
that was good too.
Yeah,
That one was really good as well.
And then I remember even playing like the Super Nintendo ones. This is not the video game episode though, but I remember like my thumb's getting a little bump on them because the Super Nintendo, you like button smash, you get that little circle in your thumb or whatever. Hey yo, it's your boy the Wrestling Classic Justin here. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other shows on the Wrestling Classic YouTube channel, like the TWC Show where me and Arvy talk everything wrestling, updates, new things, old things. We just talk about it all. Mount Rushmore's got you guys pretty mad. And if you haven't already, check out Just Yapping. We talk about a little bit more things about our own personalities outside of wrestling. A biker kicked my car. Arvy's doesn't take his kids to Disneyland. I don't know why. Check out Just Yapping. Check out the TWC Show. And also, if you haven't already, I'm in Arvy's garage, Rain City Toys garage. If you need toys, check out raincitytoys.com. Follow him on TikTok. Follow him on Instagram. He's trying to catch up to me. I don't think he's going to, but at least try to help him, like get him there a little bit. You guys want loose toys? There's loose toys. You guys want old school toys, new toys, AEW, WCW, Legends, all that stuff, CDs, magazines, raincitytoys.com. Like, comment, subscribe, engage with the YouTube channel. The more you guys engage, the bigger guests I get for casual conversations. And if you guys have been enjoying that series, you have to comment, you have to like, you gotta share it. Wrestling Classic YouTube channel, subscribe, like, comment, keep doing the thing, enjoy the rest of the show. Dig it! Anyways, I don't know how we got to this topic. Let's talk about ECW.
So, okay, so if you had to do a Mount Rushmore of ECW, who do you have on it?
This goes back to like every other Mount Rushmore episode we done. I think there's a who should be on it based off of knowledge and who should be on it based off of my own personal bias.
Okay.
As a personal bias first, Rob Van Dam, like I said, he stood out to me the most.
Okay.
We talked about it. I think we talked about it after we were doing the podcast after Sabu died. I think we talked about Sabu.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Sabu, and then once again, it goes back to Sabu being someone that wasn't Indian, but was playing a character close enough, Middle Eastern, South Asia. Like Sabu always stood out to me. The music, the theme song used to be Bill from Bombay, India, and stuff. So like you know, Sabu, Rob Van Dam, Raven. I'm just a big Raven fan. And then even when I finally started doing research on ECW stuff, it was always like Raven Tommy Dreamer feud and that whole story. And like I realized the Raven that came to ECW was basically the character that Paul Heyman created, right? It was the same guy. He just had a flock in WCW and whatnot. So that's 3. Taz, because I thought Taz was the biggest badass. I don't think.
You got Rob Van Dam, Sabu, Raven,
and Taz.
And now Taz.
That's 4. There was just 4 in the Mount Rushmore, 5.
I guess the Mount Rushmore's always been 4 because they go.
So
by
that's it. Then Taz, because I think
I don't really like this Mount Rushmore stuff. I don't know why everyone settles for 4. Like you can do a top 10, you can do top 5, but
I'm gonna go with Taz just because I think when I think of ECW, I don't know. I think Taz is a badass FTW championship. Like I understand anybody because I'm once again I'm going off a revisionist history of watching it after the fact, not watching it live. But
yeah,
even as a fan, if you're listening to this, if you want to go watch some ECW, like you won't understand why Taz was so over unless you watch ECW Taz.
Well, when he came to WWE, I was hyped though. I was like, I didn't know anything about him.
But
like,
he started feuding with Jerry Lawler and stuff, and it kind of burnt out really quickly, you know. Well, then a lot of people just remember him being the commentator with Taz. I mean, Michael Cole.
Yeah, he was so cool.
He was really cool.
In the video games, is so dope. Like I just wanted his suplexes. Like I've never seen suplexes like that. Right?
Their feud was always sick. But okay, yeah, you're 4.
I'm probably gonna agree with most of yours there, but I think the only guy I'm gonna change. So I not in any order. You got RVD, Sabu, Taz. I just think the 4th would probably be. It's tough. There's 3 guys I want to put there. I wouldn't put Raven.
Not a Balls Mahoney guy.
No, not. You know, Blue Meanie's tough to leave off the list too. I'm kidding, but
the BWO baby, Stevie Richards.
I think I'm gonna. It's a toss up for me with Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, or Shane Douglas.
I feel like Dreamer's like
I think Dreamer
the
is
heart and soul of ECW.
So I'm gonna say Tommy Dreamer is probably on the Mount Rushmore.
Shane Douglas is the one that was the first like leader of the group of like.
Yeah, but when you think of ECW,
and like, Sandman was cool, but like I never cared a Sandman as like a wrestler. I feel like, hey, let's watch a Sandman match. I'm like, why?
Well, Sandman, I remember him from ECW. No, sorry, ECW.
WCW was Hack.
WCW, yeah. So I remember at ECW, but it's hard not to put him in there because he has that legendary entrance.
Yeah.
But when you think ECW, like it's hard for me not to think of Tommy Dreamer.
And it's hard for me not to put the Dudleys on there. Because when I think of ECW, I think the Dudleys, but there's two of them, right? And I'm not going to pick one.
Like I
or
said,
the
I
other.
think the Mount Rushmore.
And for all of you
Spike
that
Dudley,
are
like,
hardcore, I
regardless
was about
if
to
he's,
say, if you're a hardcore ECW fan, there was more than just two of them. It was Bubba,
Mike
it was,
Awesome,
it was
right?
Devon, it was Spike, it was Big Dick Dudley, it was Sign Guy Dudley. There's so many Dudleys. There's a whole Dudley family.
And it's hard to leave Mike Awesome off that list.
Mike Awesome,
right?
yeah. And then some people love the Pitbulls. Some people love, Tajiri. That's where a lot of people first saw Tajiri. Like I said, there's a lot of wrestlers.
And even Mick Foley, right?
Mick Foley, was Cactus Jack.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam was there, had a lot of great moments. But guys like Mick Foley and Bam Bam and Stone Cold Steve Austin and Terry Funk, I don't look at them as ECW guys. Look at guys that went through
It's hard too. For me, it is just because I guess.
Do you have a favorite? Because ECW is known for their promos and whatnot. Do you have like a favorite promo from ECW? Because I'll tell you mine right off the bat. I know it.
Favorite promo? I don't really. Nothing really stood out to me.
So when Stone Cold got fired from WCW, and the story is that there was some basement they used to record out of. It was like the small basement.
I remember that promo. Yeah.
And Stone Cold sat there and cut a promo, and it was like dead silent. It was just a close up to his face, and he talked about like Dusty Rhodes and Hulk Hogan and wanting to do all these things and getting thrown down. He's gonna prove to everyone he's a superstar. Probably one of my not even just favorite ECW promos, but if we did a promo episode, probably one of my favorite promos of all time. I'm like, that is a defiant,
that's when he
Steve
left
Austin.
WCW.
He got
right?
fired from there, and then he came in and cut a promo being angry and frustrated. And I feel like the best promos are the ones where it's like borderline, like, oh, they might actually feel this way. That's why the pipe bomb felt cool. That's why certain promos feel cool. Cena never cuts those type of promos. But, Stone Cold and ECW. I had to throw a jab at Cena. When did you ever cut a promo where you felt like you was telling the truth? Propaganda king. But yeah.
Well, at least he doesn't just complain about everything.
That's the truth. 90% of people you talk to are probably complaining about something because that's what people do. It's the truth. Have you talked to someone who's like, everything's good, I'm doing this for charity and the kids? Like, no, people are like, man, this shit sucks.
Yeah, there's really no promo for me that stuck out. Again, maybe because we watched it back. Or at least I watched it after ECW had expired or gone extinct. So I don't really have an old school ECW moment where I can specific promo where I was like glued to the TV. They cut some great promos. Like I know Shane Douglas had some good promos. Taz, who's great on the mic as well. Paul Heyman, obviously Heyman being Heyman. But nothing really stuck out to me.
Then there's crazy stuff like when Brian Pillman made his debut. That was cool. Like the Pillman that was in ECW was pretty cool. Like the loose cannon was like started in WCW, but the look and like the Kurt Cobain look that he was going for really started in ECW. Then there's crazy guys like the Gangsters and New Jack and Roadkill and people getting thrown off of scaffolds, and that's really where I first saw like clips of people going through tables.
That was my
flaming
first ever memory.
And Rob Van Dam doing the Van Daminator and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, because like WCW had a little bit of hardcore wrestling. WWE started diving towards a hardcore wrestling, but something about ECW, and that's what made it special. Was like it was underground, it was raw, it was grunge, it was gritty.
Yeah,
they were using unlicensed music, but that was actual music, and everybody came off cool. Rob Van Dam was so cool. It was just like whatever, that's cool.
One guy I found really cool.
When I was a kid, I didn't know he was a stoner, but
yeah. And again, I know, I guess that's the Mount Rushmore, but another guy that I always thought was so cool, his name, kind of like yours, but Just Incredible. Yeah. I just thought he was a man.
And that group with him and Lance Storm, and I think it was Bam Bam, they were like the Olympic. Like, there's so many cool things that happen in ECW.
Jerry Lynn, he's really cool, right?
Jerry Lynn was dope. I'm telling you, and like once again, so many people, like we're forgetting so many names of people that came in there, like people are gonna come at us, like but I'm just saying, like that was like and there's a lot of wrestlers that came through that were big names. Rick Rude came through there. There's always that clip of Rick Rude taking that girl out where he had his head up her skirt. That goes viral all the time.
Al Snow was there for
Al Snow. That's where the head was created. That's where initially was created.
Yeah.
Blue Meanie, the BWO, Stevie Richards. There's just so many people that came through there that were like.
But I think we got most of the top. Like
Rhino, we didn't even talk about Rhino. The Gore was amazing. I forgot about Rhino this whole time.
You think the Gore is the greatest?
And
spear
like
of all time?
I'm pretty sure in like 19...
What's your favorite spear of all time?
My favorite.
Let's go top.
Right now, Braun Breaker.
Top 3. No, of all time. Well, who had
Braun Breaker?
Top 3.
He's in top 3, I think.
Of all time?
I think so. I think Braun Breaker, Goldberg, and Rhino. For me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like Edges always looked a little weak. Jay's kind of weak. Romans is just Romans.
I have to agree with that.
You know,
But
I always found it funny when like a skinny guy does it, like an Edge, or like a Ricky Starks. Like I'm like, what do you?
that's his finisher.
No, he's done the spear before,
didn't know
right?
that.
So like when a skinny guy does it,
Ricky
and then
Saints.
when a guy's too
Ricky
big,
Saints,
when a
right?
guy's too big and he does it, like a Big Show, it looks clunky. So like Goldberg's was like, it was like bam, you know, like.
That's because I like
sparing some
football,
motherfuckers.
and I
you
think
know?
watching him like lots of football.
And Braun
talk
Breaker has that same background. And then Rhinos, I think the smartest thing he did was like naming it the Gore, and it just seems so much more impactful and stuff. Like, but yeah, I don't know. Is there anybody else's that was like that? Like, a lot of people do the spare.
Yeah, Jey Uso,
Jey,
Jimmy
Roman, Edge, Christian did it for a bit after Edge retired.
What was Roman's finisher before the spear? Was it always a spear? Do you have powerbomb?
He did the Shield powerbomb with them. He did the Superman punch.
Yeah,
and the spare. I don't think and they did the drive by as one of his signatures. What else?
Samoans, man, they got to change up their what's that?
Splashes and spears.
Yeah, and then they just had the
thumbs.
Samoan spikes. Yeah, I like Solo though. Where is he?
He's there. He's been cutting promos every week, reintroducing his MFT. Every week is a different person. First he did this guy, then he did Tama, then he did Tongaloa, now he did Tala. I'm like, he's reintroducing them all. They're gonna do something.
Hopefully,
they're gonna do something. Hey yo, it's your boy, the Wrestling Classic, Justin here, and I'm here to tell you guys about one of wrestling's best kept secrets for merchandise, officially licensed WWE and NXT merchandise, 500level.com. Check them out, 500level.com. Get officially licensed merchandise for the WWE, NXT, UFC, MLB, NBA, NHL. They got it all. If you join the Partnership Point program as a loyal customer, you will get discounts down the road. You can find merchandise for some of your favorite NXT stars that you can't find anywhere else. Javon Evans, Kalani Jordan, Carmen Petrovic, Lola Vice, Trick Williams. They got merchandise for everybody on NXT. You got OG shirts like this NWO shirt. You got big stars like the Queen Charlotte Flair. You get new designs like this new design for Lita. You get designs I helped out with, like this design for Dakota Kai, which I was a part of creating when Dakota didn't have those many shirts going on. You can get, like I said, NXT superstars like Carmen Petrovic and many others. You can get OGs like the none other than the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. You can get CM Punk, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, anybody you want. Sami Zayn's 500level.com. Check them out. You can even get the bad guy, Razor Ramon. You get your OG, like I said, logo shirts, NWO, WWF, Survivor Series, Raw's War. 500level.com. Check them out. Join the partnership program. Some of the best quality shirts, premium quality, regular quality. Some of the best product you will find out there, officially licensed WWE, NXT merchandise, and OG Legend stuff. 500level.com. Check them out. Keep doing the thing. We'll see you all later. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's dude. How did you feel about ECW One Night Stand when it first happened? Because that was like when I really was like, wow, this is cool. Because once again, everything ECW was lore to me. It was like this thing that I heard about. Only saw some clips and stuff. Then the rise and fall of ECW came out. I got that DVD. I watched. I'm like, wow, like. You know, there's that one Heyman quote at the end that I still love till this day.
I know we talked about it like on an older podcast. People hated it. I really enjoyed the Invasion segments.
Oh, like the 2001 stuff.
Like Mark
Jindrak. It was cool, but once again, as a kid, like it was cool. You know?
Yeah, see,
you were missing the NWO. You were missing Goldberg. You were missing Flair for sure.
But also
Sting for sure.
We were missing those. But if you continued to watch WCW, like even in the 2000s, those guys were kind of
they were coming
anyways.
Up. Yeah,
yeah, and these guys
Booker
were
was the top
up.
guy.
Yeah.
DDP was the top guy.
I wasn't like
the pop DDP got when he revealed himself as a stalker. Obviously, the storyline went sour, but like when he revealed himself, like people like holy shit.
And I guess another thing is we never had that much internet exposure, or at least I didn't. So I didn't care. I just enjoyed what I enjoyed and moved on.
You can go on the Wayback Machine or certain forums, and you can search back to like that, like reading people's comments from 2001 that were on the internet. And then you understand that we live in that era fully now, but like people were shitting on everything back then. Shit that we look back like, yo, so cool, Stone Cold Rock era. People like, this shit sucks. Same thing every week. Triple H.
Yeah, because we had no one influencing us, right? We watched it and then turned it off, and we went.
Now you're influenced about everything. If one person says this shit sucks, like today I tweeted out, I'm like, hey, I'm not even hating at all, but isn't it a weird coincidence that anytime they push Becky and Seth at the top, everything feels kind of mid? 2019.
Yeah, like you know, does.
But I'm like, I was just.
Does everyone need to get excited for AJ Lee's return?
No, but like I'm just trying to point out a coincidence. But like I might have actually ruined it for some people. They might have been like, great, you got a point. It is mid right now because of Seth and Becky. But I didn't mean to do that. Those are my thoughts. But that's the problem with the internet. I put my thoughts out there, and I might have like.
I think pre-internet as well. If AJ Lee returned, I would have just liked it and turned it off and had no opinion.
Why shouldn't AJ Lee? She's a GOAT.
Of what?
Professional women's wrestling.
Not even close.
One of the top tier, top 5.
Not.
She's on the Mount Rushmore.
She's not top 5.
She's on the Mount Rushmore. Women's wrestling.
She's not top 5.
Her, Trish Stratus, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks.
She's not top 5. Becky's ahead of her.
Never.
Natalia's ahead of her.
I just said every time Becky and Seth are pushed to the top.
Natalia's ahead of her.
Natty's above AJ Lee in
100%.
Impact.
For sure. Wow, I said 100%. I feel so dumb.
I love you.
I hate when people say 100%.
I don't know. I say it all the time. Now I just feel weird.
Yeah.
I say it in my interviews.
I try not to say 100%. Yeah, I try not to say, but yeah,
maybe
Natty,
you 100% believe that.
Natty is definitely ahead of AJ.
Anyways, Natty was never in ECW.
She's better than AJ Lee though.
But I was hyped when the first one night stand happened. I was hyped for the second one when Van Dam finally won the WWE title from Cena.
Mm-hmm.
That was good stuff.
Yeah,
we got to see that.
I guess a little bit ECW related, but also John Cena related because big John Cena fan over here. If you guys didn't know, a lot of my favorite John Cena matches were when he lost. Remember you were asking me, why are we
talking about John Cena?
Do you agree with all these John Cena matches? You sent me an article. I said most of my favorite John Cena matches actually is when he didn't win, except for the Big Show match.
Which I used to always say the same thing about the Macho Man. Some of my favorite Macho Man matches are the ones he didn't win against the Warrior, against Hogan, against this guy.
Go Cena, go.
Fuck John Cena. Happy retirement, bro. I'm joking. I respect John Cena. I just I don't get it. If you ask me what my favorite John Cena matches, it's usually based off the person he's facing that I like a lot. AJ Styles, CM Punk, it's not based off of John Cena. Yeah. But yeah, John Cena ECW one night stand when everyone was like, that was one of those times we threw his t-shirt out, people were throwing it back. You had to walk out. There was a hostile environment in the Hammerstein Ballroom, head down. That was a cool thing for Cena. Yeah. Because he was like Mr. Pro. And once again, I don't want to talk about Cena a lot, but I understand it. Okay, he was the flag bearer for a period where they had to change everything and go PG, and he was the one that carried the ball. But it's just
well,
and Rob Van Dam showed that coolness to him, and he was like, "Whatever, dude." And then
when people ask me,
and then he got busted with weed, and they took his titles away.
If you had to sum up, if you had to send anyone a video that had never seen ECW,
oh, that's a good question.
What clip would you send to say
that's so hard?
Oh, this is ECW. I know mine.
Okay, you do yours because mine's not a match. I don't.
Mine's a Sandman entrance when he's smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer. I'm like, this was ECW.
There was once again going on promos because as you guys know, we're very promo character driven.
That's all you do. You cut promos. Even when we're off camera, guys, all this guy does is cut promos.
I'm the best in the world. I've been the best in the world since day one.
I'm like, hey, do you want a coffee? And he's just like cutting a promo. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, do you want a coffee? You didn't even answer the question.
Let me tell you something, brother. When I drink coffee, these pythons. There was I couldn't tell you the date. I couldn't tell you when it happened. I couldn't tell you what show it happened on. It was probably a pay-per-view. It was probably like a heat wave or some shit. The Dudleys started cutting a promo, and then they started fighting with people in the crowd. And they went after some girl's daughter, calling her a slut. It was just it was so rowdy, but entertaining that I feel like if you weren't even a wrestling fan, you would watch it and be like, what is this? They're literally are they allowed to fight with the fans like this? Is he allowed to call her a whore and a slut and a skank? What is this? Yeah. And the girl's fighting back and shit that. That's my ECW. That or either Durag Vince.
It's really unfortunate that they just couldn't keep it going. You think it would have still, people would have connected to it now? Would it survived or would it become like an AEW?
I don't know. I don't know. This is point blank. Society's changed a lot. I don't know if it would have survived.
Yeah, they would have had to change it up.
And the more popular it got, the less. I think what made ECW very special is that it was this underground.
Intimate crowds.
If you knew, you knew. And it was WWF was family friendly for everybody. Even during the Attitude Era, it was still kind of catered towards college students and whatnot. The kids that grew up as Hulkamaniacs were now in college or teenagers, and they loved the Attitude Era. The timing of how that flowed was perfect. Yep. WCW, no matter how you look at it, was always that Southern wrestling company that had that feeling of the South. And honestly, why the NWO worked so well is because it felt like the New Yorkers came into the South and they were starting we're taking over thing, right? So that was a little bit different. ECW fit that time, that underground grunge, Nirvana, anti-establishment. We're not one of these major companies, right? The problem with AEW started like that and then became a major company. Where ECW was never the front runner. It was never gonna beat WCW or WWF, and it made you want to root for them. It remained the underdog until it just couldn't exist no more.
You want to hear something exciting? You might be a little proud of me.
What?
I'm gonna attempt to try to watch AEW this week.
Oh, do it. You should. But like,
Yeah,
no,
right.
like, like
I'm not
AEW
watching
doesn't feel like an underdog.
I'm not watching it.
AEW
No
doesn't
chance.
feel like an underdog no more either. It just feels like another option, right?
When Kenny Omega wins the world title again, I'll tune back in.
I don't know if that's happening. That guy like wrestles like 4 times a year right now. He keeps getting
You know
hurt.
what? No, that's a lie. I'll tune back in when I don't know. Something,
Yeah, but anyways,
something big.
that's what I think ECW is. I think ECW was a product of that time. Like that's like asking me like, do you think Nirvana would still work today in this current thing? I don't know if people would be fans of grunge like they were at that time. Do you think like there
Did
would
they
be
steal from ECW?
Like, look at all the
WWE though?
like look at all
Did
the
they steal from ECW?
everybody
The
stole from
characters?
ECW. Everybody did. WCW did and WWF because whatever was happening down there worked. But to our point that we said earlier, we didn't see it. We saw WWF and WCW.
Yeah, they
it
were
was
mainstream,
hard
right?
to see. It was for tape traders. It was for those fans that were on the internet. It was for the people that read the Wrestling Observer from Dave Meltzer. It was for the hardcore fans. Kind of what AEW is today, right? You'll talk to AEW and people will be like, AEW is for like the hardcore fans, the sickos, the ones that love wrestling. That's what ECW was. It was for the hardcore fans, the sickles, the ones that loved wrestling. They knew about the wrestlers that came from Japan. They knew about the wrestlers that came from Mexico. Like it was for the hardcore, like niche, like wrestling fans. Like where WWF was still for the casuals and WCW was still for the casuals. Like, you know, like that's what made it different. Like, does that still work? Yeah. Like you can maybe say like people that are fans of GCW or like something on the independent
MLW, right?
Yeah, it's like that's like not even MLW, like GCW is the closest. It can't have the same amount of impact because you gotta also remember even at that time, you're talking about the 94, 95, WWF was still a small family owned company.
That's a big production.
You know, not the big production, not the monopoly, not the major thing, right? WCW still gave off this like owned by a television network, but like it was glamorous. It had the lights and the production, right? ECW looked like it could catch up to them as long as it got on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
GCW never feels like it's going to catch up to WWF anymore or WWE anymore or even AEW. Like that's the difference. We're more knowledgeable. The world's different. And also like Drake and Kendrick just beefed, right? Right?
Okay, yeah.
They just beefed. It's cool. Like everyone was about it. We heard the raps and that. But nothing really feels like Biggie and Tupac. You know what I'm trying to say? Like there's something about just that era and that time, and maybe that's us being old heads and nostalgic for our own time, but like you can't recreate that. The same way we can't recreate the hippies in the 60s. Like they tried to do Woodstock again and it turned out with everyone breaking everything. You know what I mean? Like some things are just for a certain time and
We grew up
the
in a
time
great
capsule.
time.
Yeah.
We grew up at a great time. Even
You know?
ECW, WCW, WWF at that time.
Like,
just
you
what a moment to be alive,
You can
man,
sit
to
there and
watch
listen,
all that.
you can sit there and listen to 80s rock, but it'll never be like in the 80s listen to 80s rock. That's all I'm trying to say. You could have lived through the 70s disco, but like I mean, you can listen to 70s disco, but you weren't there for 70s disco. So like that's what I'm trying to say. Like you can love the Beatles like I love the Beatles, but I wasn't there for Beatlemania. And I think that's what ECW was. And there's a generation now to be more relatable to you kids. There's people that won't understand why you like Justin Bieber so much and why you are a believer. There's people that won't understand 10
I went
years.
to the concert. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you go to the concert?
No.
I went.
There'll be people 10 years from now not understanding
membership card.
not understanding why Taylor Swift was so popular. There's people already in this new generation that doesn't understand why we like Kanye so much because now he's just a crazy person. Like some of the things you just had to be there for.
Backstreet Boys, NSYNC,
Yeah.
Britney Spears,
You know,
Christina
like,
Aguilera.
you just had to be there for it to really understand it, and that's okay. Not that it's like old or like it just wouldn't maybe might not work today. It was a thing of that.
The Heart
time.
Foundation, right?
Yeah.
Even knowing them.
There's people today that will tell you that the Ruthless Aggression era is better than the Attitude era, and they're
Well,
like,
that's because we're getting older.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying it's a time
When
capsule.
people are like, oh, Batista was the greatest wrestler ever. I'm like, are you nuts? Like I watched him. Other than his entrance,
I love Batista.
I wasn't a fan.
I love Batista.
I mean,
you know why? Because Batista was believable. He looked strong.
he did. He was like you know what? He was the original Roman Reigns
Yeah.
of a group.
Yeah. He was.
Yeah,
He was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
anyways, I think that's it.
Yep.
I think that's all we can say about this.
Go
that's
Blue Jays.
ECW. Go watch ECW.
I don't know when this is going to drop, but they won first game. Hopefully, by the time this launches, they're not limited from the playoffs.
This drops this week, so we'll see. Shout out to Roots of Fight, new swag.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. RV wants some. Jealous. I can sense
Yeah,
it.
man. Send
My
me some clothes.
Spidey senses are tingling. Did your daughter just give me the middle finger?
I don't know.
She heard me. She heard me say that. No, I'm just kidding.
Follow us Instagram, Rain City Toys, TikTok. I'm trying to grow that.
We're at 49K on YouTube. Get us to
Well,
50.
thank you first of all for getting us there.
Yeah. And I hope you guys have been enjoying all my posts on Facebook and YouTube now. I've been like going ham. just posting stuff.
Yeah. Comment on this video.
Which is crazy because I'm like more lenient posting stuff on those things than I am on my Instagram page. I'm still so particular. Like, nope, this is what I'm posting here. Like if I posted some of the stuff I post on Facebook and YouTube on Instagram, I would do just as good. But I'm like, nope, I'm very particular on what we post on here. But
that.
guys, keep doing the thing. Subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please drop a like and a review, 5 stars, whatever you can do to support. You guys' support helps. We got big things coming. There might be another show in the works. More interviews. Kevin Nash dropping next week.
A lot of exciting stuff. Actually, we can't talk
Ron
about.
Simmons, Ben Bishop. Yeah, a lot of stuff we can't talk about. So we appreciate you.
Sponsor us, by the way. Anyone.
And we'll.
I'm gonna keep dropping until someone
we'll see
contacts us.
Tony Khan pay us. You'll watch AEW.
Yeah.
Keep doing the thing. See you later.